Hello and welcome. I'm Jennifer Stein with Prevent Child Abuse Habersham. And with Partners in Prevention, you normally get to hear prevention tips that we try to offer our community, as it's our goal and our mission to help prevent child abuse in all forms and to preserve the innocence of a childhood. Today, we're going to be talking about our upcoming benefit that we're having. We have coined it Northeast Georgia's Top Chef and Wine Tasting Competition, doing something completely different. Our prevention programs are nationally recognized and well researched to make sure we are bringing the best tools to our community. But to do so, these take revenue. We are fortunate and blessed with grants. Habersham United Way provides financial funding every year for us. And then we have individuals and corporate sponsors that continuously donate and help provide to continue the mission of Prevent Child Abuse Habersham. But today we're doing something special. We're going to be speaking with one of our guest chefs, Vincent Scafidi. He has a really special restaurant called the Farmhouse at Persimmon Creek. It is up in Rabun County. They're just right by the Persimmon Winery that used to be.
It's just on the north side of the old Persimmon Creek Vineyards, out in Persimmon Valley,
Okay.
in the mountains up there in Northeast Georgia.
Very good. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
We wanted to highlight with the benefit this year, what we're doing is it's going to be Monday, January 26th at the Old Clarksville Mill from 6 to 8 p.m. And we have invited chefs and wineries from the Northeast Georgia area to come and highlight their talents and what their restaurants offer the community. And so why don't you, Vincent, share with us what was your draw to get involved with this benefit?
Well, we wanted to participate in something that would obviously help the community. Child prevention is certainly one of those things that needs to be addressed. We wanted to participate in that. I guess me personally, I'm not so much into the competitive end of food.
Right.
But it is a passion, and I wanted to try and bring some of the Farmhouse at Persimmon Creek to a new marketplace in the Habersham community. And so we wanted to partake in that. It happens to fall on a Monday, which is a good day for us.
Right.
As we're open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And so we're going to try and bring as much of the farmhouse to the table at your event as we can.
Wonderful. Well, and chefs such as Vincent, they're going to be offering to the people, the guests of the event, of something special from their menu. We also have food critics coming in. So we're going to have several awards that we will be honoring the restaurants and the wineries with. So Vincent might be the Critics' Choice for Top Chef. We will also have a People's Choice Award. And then something unique, we're calling it a Table Decor Award. And bottling up what the Farmhouse at Persimmon Creek is not going to be easy, because I drove up there to meet with you, and what a beautiful setting. Do you want to share a little bit about what the Farmhouse is to you as far as that?
We are a boutique eatery.
Okay.
When this whole thing started, it was really kind of an accident. And we were doing dinners paired with what was Persimmon Creek Vineyards, and with great success. And so there was some cottages that were leased to people globally there, and there was people touring the vineyard and coming to the tasting room. And there was kind of a demand for food. And so at that time, the doctor who owned the vineyard, I approached him and said, listen, I know you have that house over there. You know, maybe we could just do some dinners there and keep it simple. And one thing led to another, and guests proceeded to come. And so the whole thing really kind of happened by accident. Unfortunately, the vineyard did go out of business, and we were able to save the farmhouse, my wife and I. And we opened the doors with a couple $100, 5 customers, and here we are 3 years later. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a great little spot.
Well, and the the seating arrangement is so cozy. It's as if you're in somebody's home, and you're a guest in their home. With the beautiful, is it a rock fireplace? I'm trying to remember.
It is. It's a big stacked rock fireplace. We tried to capture what it would be like to have guests come to Vince and Donna's house and have dinner.
Okay.
I think I have more kitchen in my home than I do at the farmhouse, but we try to first start with quality ingredients and keep it simple and make it really good.
Very good.
So the dining area, we have 7 tables. Typically we serve about 35 people a night, maybe 40 people a night. Most guests who come and join us for dinner at the farmhouse typically stay for the evening. And we mix it up so that I can't obviously cook for 35 people all at one time.
Right.
And so we do mix up the tables beginning at 6, and typically we close sometime between 9 and 10.
Very good.
And we have a lot of fun.
It sounds like it, and it's just so pretty up there. And as you can imagine, another nice facet of the event is going to be this wine tasting, and having those local wineries. Is that a fun aspect for you, is pairing the wine with the food choices that you're making?
I think it is. After having worked with the adjacent vineyard to me for some time, it's challenging to deal with Georgia wines because there's so many varietals here in this area, and it adds a whole new facet of trying to pair food with wines. Georgia wineries are very unlike Napa wineries, where we have weather that's changes grow seasons, and so it's very difficult, I think, for Georgia winemakers to consistently make the same wine year in and year out. And I think that's why you find that Georgia wineries some have great years and other years they're not so great.
Okay.
And depending on the varietal at various different North Georgia wineries and grow seasons, 9 out of 10 typically produce really good wine, but I think that the grow season has an impact, whether it be a late frost or an early freeze, and the fruit itself just doesn't have a proper grow season. So I think it impacts that, but it is challenging from year to year and from bottle to bottle, that we can find wines that are enjoyable, that we can pair with food, and so it makes it challenging, and it keeps me on my toes. I enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when we get back from this break, we're going to talk more about some of the other restaurants that have gotten involved in wineries, and just some other neat things about the silent auction and wine pull. So we'll be right back.
At Windstream, we're offering our customers a new feature, Watch TV Everywhere. Now you can watch available episodes of favorite shows, movies, and live news and sports on tablets, smartphones, and laptops. There's no extra charge from Windstream. You only need to be a cable customer already receiving a Win package. It's simple to get started. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com. So enjoy, and thanks for being our customer.
Welcome back to Partners in Prevention. This is Jennifer Stein with Prevent Child Abuse Habersham, and we are talking about some secret ingredients to success for this year's upcoming benefit called Northeast Georgia's Top Chef and Wine Tasting Competition. And those secret ingredients are chefs such as Vincent Scafidi with the Farmhouse of Persimmon Creek. We have some other chefs, and I just want to make sure I highlight them because not everybody could be here today. So some neat individuals that are going to be there highlighting some very special tastes and ingredients from them. And one thing that we found out for our winner and runner-up, Michael Meager, he's with Chroma USA. I don't know if you've ever heard of that knife company, Vincent, but they are, he is going to be providing a knife set for the chef winner, and then also the runner-up. So that was a neat little add-in that they're doing. And we were talking about wine before the break and the importance of finding that special selection. We have Currahee Wineries, we have Habersham Wineries, and then we also have Tiger Mountain Vineyards, and then a few more that are getting on board here over the next week. But what would you say, Vincent, as far as getting into this business, what was your past experience in cooking?
I grew up in an old school Sicilian family.
Okay.
And if you have ever been to a Sicilian's
It
grandmother's
is all
house,
about food,
it's
isn't
like
it?
you got to sit down and eat. You have to sit down and eat. I remember, though, when I was a kid, that when there wasn't any food or there was very little money, Grandma would send us down into into the field, and we'd go pick male dandelions, and she would fry dandelions, and if there was a cup of flour and an egg, we would make pasta. And so things were really simple. I think one of the things that I wanted to capture at the farmhouse was just old school cooking using, good, fresh ingredients. We do have our own garden.
Okay.
We grow a lot of our own stuff, and be able to bring some of that to the table. I know that a lot of food requires more. We try to keep in the network. The Georgia Food Alliance allows us to purchase wholesale in the Tri-County area for the most part with local
Okay.
farmers. They typically buy from the network, and we
Very
try to
good.
keep it in the family as close to home as we can. And I think it's awesome that local chefs support local farmers. I don't want to be a farmer. I know that being a farmer is a hard job.
Right.
And my wife says, Vince, you better not get too involved with that garden. And I'm like, I don't want to end up in divorce court over a tomato, But, nonetheless, we try to support local growers
Very good.
and bring that to the table as well. So I'm excited to see, and I'm excited to know what some of these guys are going to bring to the table. So
That's
it should be fun.
Do you have an idea of what you plan to be?
Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, but we're keeping that secret.
We'll do it.
Okay, all right, very good. And Harvest Habersham is a farm-to-table restaurant. So there again, it's kind of neat at their restaurant. They'll have the exact farms that they're pulling their ingredients from. So I love that because in looking at your website and some of the menus that you do, I'm not sure if somebody would get the same menu or same dinner twice.
Typically not. I try to bring on a weekly basis all new products. It keeps food exciting for me because I'm not preparing the same thing week in and week out.
Right.
I think that customers get as bored eating the same things over and over as I do get preparing it. And it also allows us to utilize what's coming from our gardens on a week-to-week basis to change those things up. And it keeps it exciting for us. I would be bored, I think, if I just had to work one station and cook the same piece of food day in and day out.
Right.
But being at the farmhouse, being as small as we are, I typically know how many guests are coming and going on a weekly basis, and I buy what we need. If we run out, that's a very good problem to have. And
That is.
we move on to Plan B. And the network of folks that I use to obtain food works well for me because it's typically Thursdays and Saturdays where I can, re-up on product.
Okay.
If should I run out of something, and it keeps it exciting, and we need that.
Keeps it very fresh too.
Absolutely.
A very special niche that you have.
Absolutely.
Now, how does somebody go about making reservations, and how far in advance should they try to make those reservations?
Obviously, this time of year, it's quiet, so
Okay.
most guests will call me about a week out. In the season, I can be sold out up to 2 and 3 weeks. I've seen it even a month in advance.
Wow.
Which is pretty exciting considering that 3 years ago I started with 5 people. And but in the season, it gets very busy, and
Okay.
it's exciting.
And what is your season then? What time of year would be
Typically,
your season?
we kick it off about Easter time, and we'll be busy through Thanksgiving. We have a number of special dinners. We do Thanksgiving dinner, which is very simple but very home-like, and our Christmas Eve dinner. And then we also have a number of concert and dinner events, and we do picnics in some of the parts of the vineyard that remain there. And we do cooking classes the third Wednesday of every month.
Well, according
in
to
the
my
season.
children, I need cooking classes, so this might be something.
So we have a lot of fun with those, and it's a good opportunity for people to come and hang out with the farmhouse and have some hands-on and just have some fun and prepare
do
some food.
that.
So yeah,
Wonderful.
keeps it interesting.
Well, it's going to be a real blessing for, one, the support that you're providing for Prevent Child Abuse Habersham, and these other chefs that are investing their time and resources, the wineries that are helping provide, because our guests are going to be able to go around and have this taste size sample, see which one. They're going to be able to do the People's Choice Award, and they'll have some certain criteria that they'll base it on. And then we actually have some culinary art experts that are going to be our food critics. So it's going to be a unique night. We have some people that are contributing some wonderful things for our silent auction. And then we also have something that's called a wine poll. So when we get back from this break, we will share some more things about the silent auction, the wine poll, and what you might expect by coming out for this year's annual benefit for Prevent Child Abuse Habersham.
At Windstream, we're offering our customers a new feature, Watch TV Everywhere. Now you can watch available episodes of favorite shows, movies, and live news and sports on tablets, smartphones, and laptops. There's no extra charge from Windstream. You only need to be a cable customer already receiving a Wind package. It's simple to get started. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com. So enjoy, and thanks for being our customer.
Welcome back to Partners in Prevention. I'm Jennifer Stein with Prevent Child Abuse Habersham, and we have been talking today about our upcoming benefit called Northeast Georgia's Top Chef and Wine Tasting Competition. Our guest is Vincent from the Farmhouse of Persimmon Creek. We've been talking about all sorts of things. One of the things that we were just mentioning during the break was about the Wine Growers Highway and how fortunate that we are in Northeast Georgia that we have probably about 10 to 12 wineries that are scattered along this highway. But with that, you had mentioned too about this recognition that Rabun County just had.
Rabun County was just recognized as the farm-to-table capital of Georgia, which is awesome. I'm seeing a trend of people coming to Rabun County. There's a lot of farm-to-table establishments. In our last segment, we were talking about supporting local farmers, and I really think that to culinarians here, it's a great chance for us to utilize local products, expose them to the public, and to have something like the Wine Highway where we have winemakers, we have farmers, and we have small restaurants, whether it be the Farmhouse or other small places here in the Tri-County, four-county area, that is a draw. And I think to spend an afternoon on the Wine Highway going and tasting wines and getting a taste of some of what some of the local chefs are doing using all local products is great, you know, as far as generating dollars and supporting, you know, those of us who are in the hospitality industry, if you will.
Right.
Here in Rabun County or in Habersham, and between Dahlonega, Cleveland, Habersham, and Rabun, you know, there's a number of small wineries and farmers and, you know, guys like myself who have small businesses and, you know, bringing local things to the table. So it's great to be able to be a part of not only your event, but to bring it a draw to other people to come to, you know, this area to come and experience food and wine.
And I think that'll be an exciting element about the evening is that everything is from the Northeast Georgia area. These are not things that you're going to be able to go to another city. These are not chain store quality. These are, you know, privately created. This is your creative genius of what you're putting out on the table weekend after weekend. So that's something special that you wouldn't be able to experience otherwise.
No, it's exciting too, and I think that these types of events where you're going to have large numbers of people, it's awesome that local chefs and local growers and winemakers get a chance to bring their products to the table and expose themselves to maybe a new market.
Right, right, and that's what we hope to do, and that's why we appreciate them being actually a sponsor in this event by providing the food that they'll be cooking for the guests and the wineries providing the samples of the wine tastings that will be going on. We had just mentioned briefly before break about our silent auction. We've got some wonderful gifts that have been donated. One is an original piece that John Colick painted, and we're actually going to be honoring John Colick, a special tribute, giving his wife Nancy the Hope for Habersham Award. Year after year, Mr. Colick would provide for our organization. He did some special prints for us. I'm not sure if there was a banquet or benefit that he did not attend. He and his wife Nancy, longtime supporters, and so Nancy has provided us with one of his original paintings, has a value of about $750. So that'll be in the silent auction. Kimberly Schlappman, very own Cornelia, Little Big Town, she is providing us with concert tickets that's coming up in March with backstage passes and VIP passes. So we're blessed with that. And there again, here's this community of network of wonderful people coming together to help support an organization such as ours. Chroma Knives is also, Chroma USA, he's going to be donating to the silent auction. We have trips, some weekend ventures. We have some hiking excursions, fishing excursions. We have a fire pit. So really fortunate, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of some of the things that have been donated. This wine pull, and excited about this. We have various donations of bottles of wine, and so our guests are going to be able to try their chance at a wine pull, kind of like a raffle in a way, where they'll get to purchase a cork, a wine pull, and whatever that number is the bottle of wine that they'll get. And this could be a very exclusive bottle of wine from one of our very own local wineries, or it could just be your average bottle of wine, but just the fun of chance of being able to do that. And trying to see the Table Decor Award. We'll have people going around and voting on that. Any certain pieces that you're going to be bringing to help highlight the farmhouse?
Mr. Blair and I have talked a little bit about our table.
Okay.
I think the presentation is half the battle when it comes to exciting people. When people see a plate go by, they're like, wow. A lot of times they might not even know what it is, and they're like, I want one of those.
Right.
And I think that being a part of this event will allow us to bring, again, as much of the farmhouse to the table as we can. You know, it's very rustic. It's a farmhouse.
Right.
And so I know that Mr. Blair's been working diligently on trying to bring that to the table as well. And so I don't know all the details about what he's got planned.
Okay.
I do know that we were budgeted to allow us to have a certain amount of money we could spend to bring
Right.
to the
Try to
table.
keep it fair.
And yeah, and I think it'll be fun to see what he's going to bring. And again, I don't know all the details, but I know it'll
Okay.
be something fun.
It'll be fun
So,
walking around
yes,
and viewing
absolutely.
to see what everybody's doing.
And, and some of these establishments, I know what they're like when you walk into the venue itself, but I'm curious to see what they're going to bring to the
Bring to
table.
do.
Yeah,
Yep,
to represent
absolutely.
each business. It should be fun.
Good, very good. Well, we are super pleased, one, that you were able to join us today and share with the community. We will be putting up on this program Vincent's website and such, along with the other guests and chefs that are going to be participating. I would like to thank the sponsors that regularly support Prevent Child Abuse Habersham, also Habersham United Way, and then of course we're blessed with some individual donations that come to us year after year. We are very much looking forward to you joining us. To purchase tickets, you can go out to our website, preventchildabusehabersham.org, and right there you can go to the link for the benefit, and you'll see it on the very front page as to how you can purchase tickets. They're $30 per person, and you are guaranteed to have a great night with family and friends coming out and bringing together our community.